Welcome into this first carrier update presented by Powerfleet. I'm Tony Mulvey, joined by Donnie Gilbert. Donnie, starting off again with the NTI, but looking at it on that daily report.
Yeah, I like the daily just because, we talked about this before. I grew up in the spot market, so I was trained at. I like to see the actual real numbers, the real data. So I like to see the daily, the ups and the downs. And of course, you see, using the NTL, it's just, the 7-day rolling average. It allows you to better see the trends and the changes, which is very important. So if you are, wanting to see the trends and the changes, use the NTI. You want to see the actual numbers, use the NTID. So I brought up the regular NTI daily and then the daily minus fuel surcharge. And we can see it's moved up just a little bit today, up to 291. So 291, like I say, for spot rates, it's still a very strong spot rate average. Because, there's a lot of lanes that are a lot lower, a lot of lanes that are a lot higher. To have a 291 average means it's pretty impressive still. What hurts is the fact that diesel is still climbing up slightly. So NTI up slightly. Is it fuel related? We see our NTI with no fuel has climbed up just a hair, pushing up our regular NTI with the fuel surcharge. So no big increases shown from fuel here, but let's go ahead and check that out still. I'm gonna probably start pulling the fuel up here, probably just about daily here. On the next chart, we should see the DOE because it's such a high number. So it did come down from 5.803 to 5.802. No significant change here. It is kind of peaking right here. Hopefully we'll start a downward trend. I do not have my hopes up on this just yet, but we're pushing that $6 a mile mark, which is unheard of.
Yeah, when you think about $6 a mile, these older trucks that are still on the road are getting 6 miles to the gallon. You're talking $1 per mile cost if it hits $6.
Yeah, and you had a lot of people with those 1999 trucks and before because they're pre-ELD, and those are still very popular. And then the trucks out of before, I believe it's 2008 or 2010, which are pre-DEF. And a lot of people were keeping those, but they still had the ECU, so they have ELDs. Those trucks may not be quite as popular anymore as fuel prices climb because they do not get quite the gas mileage that these newer trucks are getting. All right, next chart here. The reason I use DTS is because the DOE updates one time a week. And it's a great number to go by. That's what fuel surcharges go by. But our DTS updates every day, and it's the actual price at the truck stop. They're very, very close. But with DTS, you can actually go into the markets and see Los Angeles, $6.91 per gallon, average. Here in red, Atlanta, $5.51, and ending up here in Dallas is $5.29. So keep in mind, guys, if you want to see the average rates in a market, use DTS. DTS dot your airport code, so DTS.CHI, DTS.DEN, and you'll be able to pull up and see what the fuel prices are averaging in certain markets.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for this update. We'll be sure to check in with you again. Right now, we'll toss it over to Sydney Edwards with our first look at headlines this morning.